Well, hello. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. This is Sandy, of course, at Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona, and today is my birthday. So I thought it would be fun to spend a half hour with all my friends. And there's just people in here already. Now, Anne, little Frenchie in Big Texas, it was her birthday yesterday. So hi, Anne. And Todd is here. Hello, Todd. How are you? Angie has already stopped in. Charlie and Brandy are in here. Julie's in here. Lots of friends, I tell ya. Jeannie's in here. Let's see. Oh, Rebecca. Rebecca touched my yarn. Hello, how are you? And Dale. She says, hi there, birthday girl. Thank you very much. I am 66 years old today. Woohoo! Jesse and Lisa are here. Henry Leslie Vermont is here. Am I all caught up? Oh, no, here's Jennifer is here too. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? Thank you so much for saying that. And it is my birthday today. And so I have talked to all of my children. So that's always exciting and fun that they know when their mom's birthday is. But I was talking to Stephen. He is my middle. There's two girls before, two girls after. And then, of course, Joe has two boys. So we're a combined family. But he called and he says, so we're talking, and he says, so what have you learned in 66 years? And that is an interesting question. Hey, Jake is in here. Charlie and Brandy says, what in the world is wrong with YouTube? I don't know. Can everybody see me and hear me? Let me know about that. Ah, good. They said, there she is. Then there's Anne. Make sure you say happy birthday to Anne because her birthday was yesterday. So it's just a crazy end of July birthday party. And hello, Missy. Misty, sorry, I said Missy. Misty. Oh, good. They can hear now. Yay. Don't know what that means, 5 by 5. But anyway, so Stephen says to me, what have you learned in 66 years? And Dale? On Monday mornings, I do a video for my members. Thank you so much, Anne. And I told them the story about the elephant. I'm reading this book, and Lynn is even in here. Hello, how are you? How are you, my friend? That's so exciting. Oh, 5 by 5 means all is well. Huh. See, I don't even know these things. That's what happens when you're 66 years old. But I told this story to my members this morning because of this book I'm reading. And the lady who wrote the book, they happened to be someplace. And their daughter was going to be able to ride an elephant in the morning. And, Rebecca, I forgot that. Hers was 26th. Yeah, 26th of July. See, there's all kinds of birthdays. And so she's talking to her, and she's telling her daughter that every morning when you wake up, you should expect something spectacular. Expect to ride on an elephant. And I thought that is a good philosophy in life, that every single morning you wake up, because you never know what will happen. But if you expect, if you are hoping for something great to happen, it usually does. And so that's what Anne is talking about, the elephant. But what have I learned in 66 years? Now, what have you guys learned in the time that you have been alive? Put it in the chat. Madeline is here. Hi, girlfriend. How are you? And Carol is here. Happy 35th. And BP, hello. People are just popping in. That's just so much fun. I think one of the big things I have learned is to be much more patient. I think you realize after you have lived a certain amount of time that, one, you don't have to have birthday presents. I mean, they're fun. Seriously, they're fun, but you don't have to have them, you know. Um, you Everybody goes on a different path. So just because you've learned this doesn't mean that they have gone on that path and learned it themselves. So you have to be patient with people. Charlie 66 too. We're like twins. Thank you so much, Todd. Oh, Misty says, I have learned to go with the flow and take life as it comes. That is a good philosophy. I think that when you get older, you should have learned this by now, is that you can disagree with your friends. You seriously can disagree with your friends. And they can still be your friends, be it political, lifestyle, what they do, how they work, whatever it is, they can still be your best friend. It doesn't matter. And I think that we miss out if we think, oh, that person can't be my friend because they have a different viewpoint than me. Well, maybe you will learn something from them and maybe they will learn something from you. Steph, you are so sweet. How are you, Steph? Lynn says that I've learned that most of what I worry about turns out to be nothing to worry over. That is true. I think that's a lifelong thing that we have to remember. Because why are we wasting all that energy on worrying? It doesn't, and most of the time it doesn't make any difference, right? Steph says, happy birthday, beautiful friend. Steph and I have been friends for a long time. Yay. I learned how to garden. You know, when you're little and you are in your grandmother's gardens, your dad's garden, you learn some things, but it's not the same as when you have your own garden. And because your soil's different, temperatures are different, all kinds of things are different. But that was it has been a fun journey with my gardens and my flowers and my herbs and my trees. And that is something that I would wish everybody would learn those things. It's like magic when you plant those seeds and the seeds are starting to come up. It is. BP says, I am friends with a lot of people who we don't see eye to eye when it comes to politics. And that's okay. That's the great part of America. We are diverse. We don't have to believe the same things. Anne says, we can certainly all learn at least one thing from every single person. I've always thought people were slivers of God. And everyone is unique. Everyone has something to offer. And it makes it so that if we don't have that sliver in our life, we are shorted. We made our life not as fulfilled. And Nisi's here. Hello, how are ya? And the official Ann Lynn show. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Yay. Steph says, I have also learned that time is wasted staying upset or angry with someone or something. I totally agree. The older you get, the more you get to find out who you are, your authentic self, which in some things it will surprise you. And you'll go, oh, I always thought I really liked that. But I like that because other people like that, not because I like that. And that's something interesting to learn about yourself. Henry Leslie Vermont says, I have different set of priorities now than when I was younger. I think that is true, and I think that's healthy, that we should grow all the time. And we find out what really is important in our life. I learned that I don't have to be first because I can be competitive. If we're playing games, I can be competitive. But I don't have to win everything. I don't have to be first. Eleanor Roosevelt said, to do something every day that scares you. And I love that quote. Do something every day that scares you, that makes you grow, that makes you maybe uncomfortable, but I mean, be safe. I'm not saying do crazy, wild things, but um, I think it stretches you. Um, the thumbnail picture is my sister and I both have pictures. You can't tell because it's a black and white, but they were light lilac colored dresses. And it has been one of my favorite pictures. I think I was 4 and I think Susie was 6 at the time when we got the pictures taken. And I just always loved that one. And I thought it was my birthday month, so I might as well put that picture up there. I mean, I like to change my picture a lot. You know, some people never change their thumbnail, but I change mine a lot. Todd says, if people are mad at each other, life still goes on. Life's too short to hold grudges. It is, you know, and the only person you hurt is yourself. When you hold that in and you stew in it and you're mad, why be mad? Why do it? Hey, girl, how are ya? See, isn't that fun how she wrote happy birthday? That is awesome. What else have I learned? I learned if I don't know how to do something, I'll try to teach myself, be it watching videos, going to the library and getting books, practice. If I can't figure it out myself, I want to find somebody that I can either take a class or I can have as a mentor. I think that makes it really interesting because I think people should be Renaissance people where they had so many skills. And I like the fact that homesteading really makes you want to learn a lot of skills. And so that is interesting. Lynn says, I learned that if I do large tasks a little at a time, it helps prevent overwhelm. For example, I used to clean my house all day in one day. Now it's the living room one day, the kitchen the next day. I think that's a fabulous idea because sometimes we can procrastinate. Probably you guys never procrastinate, but I can do it. Seriously, I can do it. I have a lot of things to do every single day. And then some things I'll just keep putting on the next day instead of just breaking it down and doing it. And Glenda is in here. Your mom's here. Did you know that? Your mom is in here. But if there was one thing you would like to learn in the next couple of years, tell me in the chat. Do you want to learn, or maybe let's even spread it out farther. Something you'd like to do. Maybe it's learning something. Maybe it's going to another country. Maybe it's maybe going back to school. There's plenty of people that go back to school after they retire. They take online classes or they take classes when they're not actually, they just go in, they're not really getting credit, but they just want to learn. I think it's great. Jesse, all work and no play makes Jesse a dull boy. But Jesse, are you doing anything that scares you? That's outside your comfort zone. If you haven't ever watched an old movie about Eleanor Roosevelt, she's the one that I took the quote from. She's way more than just the president's wife. And after he had passed away, at first she was just at home, and actually some of her family really liked it that she was just at home. But that wasn't her, She knew her authentic self. And she became part of the United Nations. The president appointed her, and then nobody wanted her to do anything. But she literally changed the face of the earth on a project that she did. They called her the mother of the world because she introduced to the United Nations and got passed that there were certain rights that everyone on this earth was entitled to. And I thought it was amazing. And it's an old movie, but I think it's probably from the 70s, but it's really interesting about her life. Letting Lisa drive really scares me. You're so bad, Jesse. Seriously. Lynn says, sewing more than minor repairs and buttons. I signed up for a beginner's sewing class for adults. See, that is a fun thing to do. Now, a lot of times when we get older, we have more time because our kids are grown. And so why not take classes? Why not learn things? Why not go to a place that you've always wanted to go? Me, I want to go to Wales. Seriously, my mom's family is from there. I love anything English anyway, because Joel came downstairs because I was eating a piece of birthday cake and I was downstairs because it's cooler. And he goes, oh, I thought you'd have an English movie on. I said, I don't have an English movie on. Linda says, letting Sir Grace drive scares me too, Jesse. Just kidding. The stop signs have braille. It's so bad. Madeline says, Eleanor Roosevelt quotes, and her actions are beautiful. I have always loved her. If one person can come back and talk for an hour, it would be her. She's a fascinating woman, and I just think, we should all strive to be fascinating. It doesn't mean we all have to be famous. We don't, I think that's a silly thing to strive for. I think you can impact the people around you to change their lives just where you are. Glenda says, my neighbor in England was Welsh. Oh man, she was full of so much knowledge. I don't know. Someday, somehow, I'm going to go to Wales. I just don't know how yet. Todd says, I always wanted to go to Ireland. Great-grandmother is from there on my father's side. See, I would bet Ireland would be. Well, I love Irish movies too. I would just like to go to Wales specifically, though I'd like to go to Scotland and Ireland and England at the same time because you're over there anyway. You might as well. And I would just like to do it. I'd like to see all those. Wales has more castles than any other country. I should say has more castles per square mile than any other country in the whole of Europe. Jesse says, Tom Jones is from Wales. I met Tom Jones. Seriously, he came to Rapid City. My friend won backstage tickets. And so I got pictures of him with there. My mom was so excited. My mom loves Tom Jones. I mean, seriously loves him. Tim is in here. Bam! It must be my birthday. Tim from Ridge Life. My good friend. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. So kind. Linda says, I wish I knew my family history when I lived there. Recently, I found a knight in my family that was buried 15 minutes from where I lived. Had no idea back then. So exciting. You were going to have to go back. See, people are saying hi to everybody. I love that. Henry Leslie Vermont says that we are Scottish and would love to go see Scotland someday. My really good friend here, her and her daughters just went to Scotland. They went for 3 weeks. It was a lifelong dream for them to go. And she said it was just amazing. Yay, Tim is saying hi to everybody. Tim's YouTube channel has exploded. And so I'm so proud of him and so happy for him. Okay. So what are we going to do with the rest of our lives? I'm 66, that's a good time of life. So I think you got to pack in every bit of fun, every bit of knowledge, every bit of experience that you can. Oh, see, lots of people would like to go to Scotland. Steph would like to go to Scotland. Steph, maybe me and you should go over there, and we'll go to Scotland and we'll go to Wales. That would be so much fun. Seriously, it would be so much fun. Okay, so I have to paint a large painting. I want to enter into, it's called Art Matters. It's a thing that they have every year here. I've been in the show many times. But this year, they have a prize of $7,000. So I have been dreaming about what to do, what kind of painting. So I got the canvas. I'm going to paint the first base layer tonight. I'm totally excited about it. I mean, I'm seriously so excited about it. Tim says that I saw Scotland from a submarine. Ha! That is awesome. Steph says, I'm weaving in ends on a shawl I'm making. I'm pretty sure it will take me the rest of my life. Maybe. Steph, look at, I got hats. I told you I got 5 hats for you so I'll mail them down to you. Steph makes hats every year, and they give them to the homeless people around Denver. And so I got 5 of them done so far. And so we will see how many her and I can make before it's time to give them away. It's just a great thing to do. There isn't any organization I know here that does it, and so we can use our little knitting machines, so it's quick, and everybody always has some extra yarn, and so it's just a way to give back. Steph says, oh yes, I love Tom Jones too. It would be incredible. They have a 7,000, a 5,000, a 3,000, and then I think 3 or 4 that are just 1,000 prizes this year. That's way more than what they usually do. So I assumed that somebody donated some money just to get some really good art in. And so I'm totally excited about that. And when I get all the way done, I'll show you guys before I send it in. And I am excited about that. I just listened to a book on tape that I found extremely interesting. Oh, Jesse wants to know what I would do with $7,000. I'm not sure. There are some things I'd like to, pay off, so that we didn't have that, those expenses anymore. But that would be something I could go to Wales with. So, Todd says, life is too short. Eat ice cream and cake first. I had cake this afternoon. German chocolate cake, my favorite. Madeline says, I'm excited for you. Good prize to travel with. It would be. Sometimes you have those lifelong dreams. When my kids were little, I used to tell them that when they grew up, I was going to move to Australia. I'd like to go to Australia too. I'd like to see New Zealand. There's a lot of places actually in the world I'd like to go to. I'd like to travel around the United States and see my friends. I'd like to do that too. There's just so many things. Anyway, this book I just finished. It's not very long. I think on Audible it was maybe 5 hours, so not a long book. But it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's really interesting. So if you're on Audible or on one of those other ones and you want to listen to a book that will make you think, it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And so, Jesse is so funny. He says, that would be one whale of a trip. So funny. Do the international stuff first. Good exchange rates lately. Oh, is there? Yes, that is exactly who the author is. And it is very fascinating. And it gives you some stories of people that lost all their money and rags to riches stories. But there are certain principles of saving money and doing things. And you will learn a lot of stuff from the book, but it's really interesting just to listen to the book or read it yourself. I am sure lots of libraries would probably have it. But it is a fun book. Now, Joe wanted to take me out to supper, but the fair just ended here. The fair is early this year because we have what's called a camporee coming in. It's a church group that has 55,000 people that are coming in, plus. We are only 32,000 people in our whole town. I'm not sure it's a good idea. But they're coming. They say that they use more than 55,000 eggs per day. They have told everyone in town that you should get your gas, your groceries, extra water before August 5th, because they start coming in on August 5th. And so that's going to be interesting, because the motorcycle rally in Sturgis, which is only an hour and a half away, is beginning also at the same time. Actually, I think that officially or unofficially there's already a whole bunch of motorcycles here. But a lot of people stay in Gillette because, at Sturgis Rally, there could be 500,000, 750,000, a million people, depending on the year. I think it's going to be chaos. Absolutely chaos is what I think. And look who's here, Canadian Family Life. How are you? I will tell Joe hi. He is out there. I'm not sure what he's doing. But anyway, he wanted to take me out to supper, but I thought there'll still be people from the fair here. And then there's all these people that will probably come in early for this camporee thing. It's going to be crazy. I said, can't we just wait and go out to supper when they're all gone? Because if you try to go to supper, even during the fair, there's so many ranchers and farmers and stuff that come in from all over the county. The restaurants are packed. And I always think when the restaurant's packed, you don't get as good of food and you don't get as good of service. Just not anything negative to the restaurant. It's just a fact that it's just so busy. Yeah, those restaurants will be crazy full. I know it. I mean, those poor waitresses, basically for 3 weeks, they're just working their tail off. I mean, seriously. Jesse, thanks so much for dropping links. Having fixed you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, actually, I was at the store. I got some meat, and I'm actually going to make chicken fried steaks. Well, they're not actually chicken, they're beef. But and some gravy, and I don't know if I'll make mashed potatoes or if I'll make a baked potato and just pour the gravy over top of it. We like those. And I have extra crackers that they were on sale, and so I think I will just make that tonight. So, and it's easy to do, and it'll be fun. It'll be delicious. Yeah, fried steak. Even though I think I still think they still call them chicken fried steak. I don't know. We've always called them chicken fried steak, even though they're steak. But so good. You have some flour, then you have your milk and butter, or milk and eggs, and then your crunched up crackers, dip, put it in the frying pan. So good. Yep, this is who's coming to Gillette. The last place they were 5 years ago, in Michigan or Missouri, Wisconsin, someplace over there. There were so many people, they literally crashed the water system and the septic system. I find that worrisome because we are a smaller town. I don't know. I hope it works out good. That's what I hope, that everybody's happy. And so I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they won't like Gillette and they'll never come back. Or maybe it will be really good for Gillette. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I mean, we're busy enough when the rally is on. That's just my concern. So, but everybody, I'm going to have to let you go. It is already a half hour. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in, telling me happy birthday. 66 is a good milestone. I always told my kids when they were growing up, actually, I've told them their entire lives that I was going to live to be 128 years old. I don't know why I have that amount of years. I can't even tell you. So we will see what time brings. But until then, I am going to live to the fullest, hopefully help other people. And I so appreciate you guys for coming in and wishing me happy birthday. It touches my heart, and I thank you so much for that. But every day when you wake up, think about today, I might ride an elephant. See you next time.